Laura, if you're listening, doesn't matter what's happened, doesn't matter.
Laura Wallen, a beloved social studies teacher at Wilde Lake High School, vanished under mysterious circumstances in early September 2017. Just 31 years old and 4 months pregnant, Laura was adored by her students and colleagues alike, celebrated for her vibrancy and dedication to education. She had recently been honored as Teacher of the Year, a testament to her passion and commitment. On September 2, 2017, Laura was seen for the last time. She visited a local Safeway in Olney, Maryland, with her boyfriend, Tyler Tessier, preparing perhaps for the week ahead. But something was amiss. The following days, Laura failed to respond to messages and calls, sparking immediate concern among her family and friends. It was uncharacteristic of Laura, who was known for her reliability and communicative nature, to drop off the radar without any notice. Her sudden disappearance triggered a frantic search. As news spread, the community rallied in hope of finding her safe and sound, clinging to any piece of information that could lead to her whereabouts. But with each passing day, hope dwindled and suspicion grew, casting a shadow over those Laura had left behind. What happened to Laura Wallen in those final days? The quest to uncover the truth would soon reveal a tangled web of deceit, love, and betrayal, deeply shaking the small community of Columbia, Maryland. Laura Wallen was more than just a teacher. She was a guiding light in her community. Residing in Columbia, Maryland, Laura was deeply entrenched in the lives of her students at Wilde Lake High School, where she taught social studies. Recognized for her innovative teaching methods, Laura was awarded Teacher of the Year in 2016, a clear indicator of her passion and dedication. At 31, not only was she shaping young minds, but she was also preparing to step into a new role as a mother, a journey she embraced with open arms. Laura's excitement for her future as a mom was palpable. Her pregnancy brought joy not only to her, but also to her parents, Mark and Gwen Wallen, who were looking forward to welcoming their grandchild. However, Laura's personal life harbored secrets that were hidden behind the smiles and the accolades. At the heart of these secrets was Tyler Tessier, her boyfriend. Tyler, also from Columbia, Maryland, had been in a tumultuous on and off relationship with Laura for several years. Despite their rocky history, Laura saw a future with him, unaware of the double life he led. Tyler was simultaneously engaged to another woman, Christina Wagner, a fact he meticulously kept from Laura. His engagement to Christina was not the only aspect of his deceit. Tyler had proposed to Christina with the same ring he showed to Laura as a symbol of their future. Christina Wagner, a teacher like Laura, was unknowingly entangled in Tyler's web of lies. She believed her relationship with Tyler was exclusive and was planning their wedding, scheduled for a date shockingly close to Laura's due date. Tyler's manipulation extended beyond his engagements. He spun tales of a fabricated stalker he claimed was harassing him, a story he told to both women to cover up his tracks and elicit their sympathy. The complexity of Tyler's double life began to unravel after Laura's disappearance, as the search for her exposed the layers of deceit. Tyler had told Christina that Laura, whom he described as an obsessive ex, had mental health issues, further complicating the narrative and painting himself as the victim. This web of lies not only misled Laura and Christina, but also set the stage for a tragic unraveling that captivated the Columbia community and beyond. Amidst the happy news of her pregnancy, Laura Wallen's life was shadowed by complicated personal relationships, primarily involving Tyler Tessier, her boyfriend. In July 2017, Laura found out she was pregnant. Ecstatic, she shared the news with Tyler and her family, expecting a new chapter filled with joy. However, the dynamics of her relationship with Tyler were not as they seemed. Tyler, entangled in deceit, was also engaged to another woman, Christina Wagner, whom Laura had no knowledge of until later. Laura's discovery of Tyler's engagement to Christina was a shocking betrayal, prompting her to seek answers directly from the source. In late August 2017, just days before her disappearance, Laura texted Christina in a bid to uncover the truth. Her message was poignant and filled with a mix of confusion and desperation. "Hi, Christina. This is Laura Wallen. I think it's important we talk about Tyler. I'm not sure what he's told you, but I'm pregnant and he's the father. I just found out about you, and I'm trying to understand the situation. It seems like we both might have been misled." Christina's response was one of surprise and confusion. She had believed her relationship with Tyler was exclusive and had no prior knowledge of his relationship with Laura reaching such a depth. Tyler, caught in the middle, fabricated stories to both women to keep his deceit from unraveling. He told Christina that Laura was an obsessed ex-girlfriend who was refusing to move on. To Laura, he claimed Christina was stalking him, which explained any odd encounters or pieces of information Laura might come across. Tyler dissuaded both women from involving the police or seeking external help by claiming it would only escalate the supposed stalking and harassment issues into more dangerous territory. His manipulation extended deeply, using lies about mental health and police ineffectiveness to keep both women isolated from the truth and from each other. When Laura shared her pregnancy news with her parents, her father, Mark Wallen, approached Tyler directly to discuss his intentions. Tyler's response was to reassure Laura's father, showing him an engagement ring and claiming his commitment to Laura and their unborn child. He promised marriage and a future together, placating Mark's concerns temporarily with well-rehearsed lies. This conversation occurred just days before Laura's mysterious disappearance, marking Tyler's last-ditch effort to maintain his facade. Laura Wallen was last seen on September 2, 2017. That day, she and Tyler Tessier were captured by surveillance cameras at a Safeway store near her home in Olney, Maryland. They were stocking up on groceries, possibly for the week ahead. Everything seemed normal to any onlooker, but the undercurrents of her personal life were anything but. The following day, September 3, 2017, was when everything changed. Tyler had planned a trip to a secluded field in Damascus, Maryland. Under the guise of showing Laura a plot of land he claimed they could consider for their future home. Unbeknownst to Laura, this serene setting would soon turn into the backdrop of her mysterious disappearance. The next day, September 4, 2017, marked the beginning of the school year at Wilde Lake High School, where Laura was supposed to welcome a new class of eager students. Her classroom, prepped with care and enthusiasm, remained untouched that day. Laura's uncharacteristic absence alarmed her colleagues and students, sparking immediate concern. It was unlike Laura to miss the first day of school without prior notice, and her silence sent ripples of worry through her community. When Laura did not return calls or texts, her family's worry deepened. Her father, Mark Wallen, driven by a growing sense of dread, contacted the police to report her missing. The police investigation quickly uncovered that not only was Laura missing, but her car was nowhere to be found. This discovery escalated the seriousness of her case. Tyler, when questioned by the police, presented a story that conflicted with the troubling facts surfacing. He claimed that after their date on September 3rd, they had returned to Laura's home. According to Tyler, an argument ensued. Laura was upset and angrily demanded that Tyler leave, which he did. He further claimed that they had arranged to meet the next morning, September 4th, at a local cafe to talk things over. However, Laura never showed up for the meeting, nor did she return to her home or contact any of her friends or family. Tyler's narrative did little to ease the concerns of Laura's family or the police, especially as it became clear that he was the last person to see her before she vanished. The field where Tyler took Laura was expansive, isolated, and the kind of place one might choose for privacy or a quiet talk. It was here in this desolate location that Laura's fate took a dark turn. The police, piecing together Tyler's last known movements with Laura, decided to search this area thoroughly. The field soon became the center of a grim police investigation as the last place Laura was known to be alive. This sequence of events, the final sightings, the missed first day of school, the desperate calls from her family, and Tyler's suspicious account of their last interactions, set the stage for a deeply troubling case. Each step Laura took towards that field seemed to lead further away from safety and closer to the heartbreak that awaited her loved ones. The search for Laura Wallen was now not just a matter of finding her, but also uncovering the truth hidden in the shadows of those final days. On September 4th, 2017, when Laura Wallen did not show up for the first day of school, it immediately raised alarms. Her classroom sat prepared, her lesson plans indicating a readiness that contrasted sharply with her absence. Known for her punctuality and dedication, her not turning up was out of character and prompted concern from colleagues and students alike. Her family, growing increasingly anxious with every unreturned call, reported Laura missing to the local police that same day. Her father, Mark Wallen, was particularly proactive, reaching out to the Montgomery County Police Department by late afternoon. The police began their investigation with routine checks, which initially hinted at a standard missing person case until the discovery of Laura's car escalated the situation. Laura's black Ford Escape was found on September 5, 2017, in a suburban parking lot a considerable distance from her home, but oddly close to her school, Wilde Lake High School. The vehicle was abandoned. Her driver's license and a broken cell phone were discarded in a nearby dumpster, signs that foul play might be involved. These items were collected as evidence, pointing to a disruption in Laura's usual careful habits and suggesting she had not left willingly. The police then widened their search efforts, combing through local woods and fields near the last known locations of Laura's cell phone signals. Community volunteers joined the effort, distributing flyers and setting up online campaigns to spread awareness and gather any potential information from the public. Tyler Tessier, Laura's boyfriend, was brought in for questioning early in the investigation. He provided an account of his last interactions with Laura, which initially seemed to align with routine couple disagreements. Tyler told the police they had argued on the night of September 3, 2017, but had planned to meet the next morning to reconcile. His narrative stated that Laura had asked him to leave after their argument, a request he complied with, leaving her at her residence unharmed. However, as detectives delved deeper, Tyler's timeline began to show cracks. Security footage from the area around Laura's home and the location where her car was found did not support his version of events. His phone records contradicted his stated movements on those critical days. Each piece of evidence began to paint a concerning picture, suggesting that Tyler might know more about Laura's disappearance than he initially revealed. The field where Tyler claimed they had planned to build their home became a focal point of the search. On September 13, 2017, the search teams made a grim discovery there. Laura's body was found in a shallow grave in the same field Tyler had described as their future property. This discovery shifted the investigation dramatically, from a missing person case to a homicide investigation, with Tyler Tessier at the center as the prime suspect. As the investigation into Laura Wallen's disappearance intensified, the police began to piece together a troubling picture, centering increasingly on Tyler Tessier. Despite his initial portrayal as a concerned boyfriend, inconsistencies in his story soon emerged. By September 13, 2017, police had gathered enough evidence to transition their search into a full-scale criminal investigation. The breakthrough came when detectives decided to use Tyler himself as an unwitting tool in their investigation. They arranged a press conference, purportedly to gather public support and information. Tyler was invited to speak, presenting him as a grieving partner, which he accepted. Unknown to him, this was a strategic move by the police, who were already viewing him as a prime suspect. His demeanor and statements at the conference were carefully analyzed for inconsistencies and potential slips. In parallel, detectives scrutinized the digital footprints left by Laura and Tyler. Text messages retrieved from Laura's phone were particularly revealing. One conversation with her sister Jennifer on the day she disappeared showed her growing apprehension. She texted, "I'm with Tyler in Damascus. He's been acting odd. I'm not sure what's happening. We're supposed to be looking at property, but it doesn't feel right." Furthermore, after Laura's disappearance, Tyler sent misleading texts from Laura's phone to her sister, trying to fabricate a narrative that Laura was worried her ex-boyfriend Antoine, not Tyler, was the father of her unborn child. He even misspelled the ex-boyfriend's name in these messages, a mistake that raised suspicions and indicated he was trying to manipulate the situation. "Tyler isn't the baby's father. It's Antoine. I don't think I can go home tonight. I might go somewhere to think." Investigators also uncovered that Tyler had returned to the field more than 10 times after Laura's disappearance. Text to a friend requesting help to clean up a mess further implicated him, though the friend refused to assist. The discovery of Laura's body was the grim culmination of these efforts. On September 13th, Using dogs and following tire tracks that matched Tyler's vehicle, police found Laura in a shallow grave in the Damascus field she had last texted her sister about. She had been shot in the back of the head with a .22 caliber rifle, a methodical, execution-style killing that pointed to premeditation. Forensic analysis matched the tire tracks to Tyler's vehicle, and the dogs alerted exactly where Laura was buried, under a piece of purple fabric that matched her last known outfit. These pieces of evidence, combined with Tyler's multiple trips to the field and his inconsistent accounts, led to his arrest shortly after the body was discovered. Tyler's fabricated stories crumbled under the weight of his own actions and the diligent work of the investigators. His staged emotions at the press conference, his frantic cover-up efforts, and the forensic evidence all painted a clear picture of his guilt, leading to his charge of first-degree murder. On September 30th, 2017, Laura Wallen was laid to rest in a solemn ceremony attended by family, friends, and members of the community. Her funeral was not just a moment to mourn, but also to remember her vibrant life and the joy she brought to so many. Alongside Laura, her unborn son, whom she had planned to name Reed, was also honored and remembered. The dual loss of Laura and her unborn child was a poignant reminder of the future they might have had, adding to the community's grief. After Tyler Tessier's arrest, he faced charges of first-degree murder. The case against him was strong, with digital evidence and forensic analysis all pointing to his involvement in Laura's death. Tyler's defense team prepared to challenge the prosecution's evidence, focusing on procedural issues and the legitimacy of the evidence collection methods. They argued that Tyler had not been properly Mirandized before some of his statements were made, which could potentially make those statements inadmissible in court. The legal debates and pretrial hearings were intense, as prosecutors aimed to prove Tyler planned the murder after Laura confronted him about his other relationships. On the morning of September 6, 2018, as the trial was about to commence, Tyler Tessier was found dead in his jail cell. He had committed suicide, using a bedsheet to hang himself. This sudden end to his life meant that the trial would never proceed, leaving many questions about his motives and potentially other details of the case unanswered. For Laura's family, the news of Tyler's suicide was another devastating blow in a saga of immense pain. Although this act denied them the closure of seeing him held accountable in a court of law, the legal system continued to process the findings of the investigation to at least provide some form of justice for Laura and her unborn son, Reed. The tragic death of Laura Wallen resonated deeply within her community and the educational sector. On September 30th, 2017, a large congregation of family, friends, students, and colleagues gathered to pay their respects at St. Andrew's Lutheran Church in Silver Spring, Maryland. The service not only mourned her loss, but also celebrated her life and the positive impact she had made on so many. In honor of Laura and her dedication to teaching, Wilde Lake High School established a scholarship fund in her name, aimed at supporting students aspiring to become educators. This scholarship serves as a lasting tribute to Laura's passion for education and her belief in the power of learning to change lives. Additionally, the school held memorial events and dedicated a section of their library as a quiet reflection area named in her memory. These actions were a testament to the profound bond Laura had formed with her community and her enduring influence on her students. Her colleagues described her as a beacon of kindness and enthusiasm, and the memorial initiatives ensured her legacy would continue to inspire future generations. Laura Wallen's case captured widespread media attention, highlighting the severe issues surrounding domestic violence and the dangers of intimate partner violence. Major networks and local news channels extensively covered the search for Laura, her relationship with Tyler Tessier, and the shocking developments following her disappearance. The media also played a crucial role in shaping public discourse on the safety of pregnant women and the need for more stringent protective measures for them. As we remember Laura Wallen, let us honor her memory by fostering a supportive and vigilant community. Let her legacy inspire us to cherish and protect those around us, to recognize the signs of distress in our loved ones, and to take action against violence and deceit. We must strive to create a safer environment for all, particularly the most vulnerable among us. Laura's story, tragic in its unfolding, reminds us of the critical need for awareness and change. Together, Let's pledge to make a difference, ensuring her spirit lives on in the positive actions we take forward. Thank you for joining today's crime.